All right. This is Coach Smith. Love the game. 24/7. Going live. Yes, sir. It's a mindset. All right. Good evening, Tasha and Fortunate Media Productions. Thanks you guys for joining on my IG live tonight with Coach Smith. Love the game 24/7. I'm live on YouTube, live on my Facebook. Been a little minute, but I'm back. I was a little under the weather for a little bit, but Coach Smith is back, feeling good. All right. Elijah, the Don, appreciate you joining. Yes, this is a mindset is everything, right? That's right. Mindset is everything. So Coach Smith would love the game 24/7. It's back in full effect, coming all the way up. What's up, Elijah? The Don, what's up? Good to have you on my IG. Good to have you connecting with Coach Smith. Appreciate you. Like I said, I got some folks. I'm on my live for YouTube, and I'm live on IG and Facebook tonight. Kicking off some things. I'm gonna be dropping some knowledge, some diamonds tonight about what's going on with Love the Game 24/7. It's all about a mindset for these student athletes and parents for whatever sport your student plays or participates in. We're going to be dropping some knowledge on how to navigate and how to master through this recruiting process, how to have some success in this thing, how to use these, help these student athletes use their ability on the field and in the classroom to get them where they want to be. That's what it's all about. Trying to help student athletes and parents be successful. Just got finished FaceTiming with my oldest son a little bit ago. He's out there in Arizona with the Cardinals. Hopefully he'll get activated here soon. We'll get to see him balling out with the Arizona Cardinals as they work on turning things around out there in Arizona with the Cardinals. So we're excited about that with him, and excited about my younger son and what he's doing out in Seattle and Washington. And so, yes, we are going live with Coach Smith tonight with Love the Game 24/7. Yes, sir. We are coming all the way up. So I just want to just get on here tonight and just share a little bit of what's coming, what's happening with Coach Smith and Love the Game 24/7 mindset. It's all about that mindset and whatever you're pursuing, whatever your dreams and goals are. It's all about having the right mindset, right? Yep. So I'm just giving it a few minutes because I just posted on Facebook and posted a story on IG that I was getting ready to start a live, get back rolling. Like I said, I was a little under the weather. But because of that mindset, I'm back in full effect. I'm ready to just share, from my personal experience as a student athlete. Also share my personal experience with my kids being student athletes, and just different things I'm involved in. Absolutely. So want to be sure that I get back going, but I just want to let you all know that, yeah, I was just under the weather for several days, but you got to have that winning mindset. You got to have a mindset that um, is everything to keep you moving, keep you going in the right direction, have that success. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and just get kicking here a little bit. Like I said, this is Coach Jeff Smith with Love the Game 24/7. Appreciate all folks out there joining me this evening on either IG or Facebook or YouTube. So I'm live on all three of those platforms this evening. And I just wanted to just share about what's coming up um, in the next 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, actually to be Saturday afternoon in 2 weeks, that I will be doing a free webinar, and we're going to be I'm going to be starting a regular free webinar, just talking to student athletes and parents. So I'll be doing that in 2 weeks. So I'm looking to get at least 50 people to sign up for that. So go to my link tree, and so you can drop me an email, so you can get the free ebook that I've had out there for a good little while on my 6-step method driven. But go out to my link tree. I'll be putting that in the bio tonight when I repost this video tonight on the various platforms that I'm on, my Linktree account. And you'll go to Love the Game 24_7 on my Linktree, Love the Game 24_7. You can get to all my social media platforms on my Linktree, but you'll be able to email me at loveth247game@gmail.com, because I'm looking for, it's going to be limited people, only about 50 people for this first free webinar that I'll be putting out there for student athletes and parents to join me. So if you know anybody out there, be sure to let them know to go to loveth247game@gmail.com so they can sign up. But go out there to the link tree. On the first link on my Linktree account, you will see the free ebook that you can sign up for, but also send me an email. So like I said, I'm only limited this free webinar for the first go around until about 50 people. So I'm going to be sharing, doing that free webinar. I'm going to be talking about some different topics as I do this, but my first one is coming up in 2 weeks on a Saturday afternoon, that I'll be having just a short or limited number of people. So be sure you share that with any student athletes and parents that you know, to sign up. Send me an email. It's like I said, I'm only going to limit this to about 50 people, and I'm gonna have a deadline for this. So I'll be discussing a whole bunch of things that's coming with Love the Game 24/7, my digital course that I'll be releasing, and so those first 50 people will get to hear the information about my digital course that I'll be getting ready to kick off in January 2024. And those first 50 people will be able to have my digital course at a 50% discount. So we're getting busy. On my free webinar, I'll be showing you where I'll be going out to some of my son's games, NFL games, going, wherever I'll be doing. I'll be sharing that, and you'll be having some access to those types of things where I'll be out in Arizona visiting him soon, going to some of his NFL games. So it'll just be a lot of, bonus things that I'll be doing and giving away, and doing some great things with that. But this free webinar will be the opportunity in 2 weeks to hear about it all. So you want to get signed up as soon as possible for this free webinar that's coming up. And I'll be doing a free webinar periodically and having people sign up. So I'm just letting you know now, out there, putting it out there in the atmosphere now. Let your student athletes and parents know if they want to get these diamonds I'll be dropping on how to help them through the recruiting process, and how to be able to purchase my digital course that I'll be releasing in January. And when I release my digital course initially in January, it's going to be live, right? It's going to be live. It won't be pre-recorded. It's going to be live discussions for it'll be about a 10-week live course every week, once a week. I'll be going live and hitting on some different topics through my digital course that I'll be releasing in January. So get the information out there, let folks know who you know that are student athletes who, and like I said, there's some student athletes, they may have multiple scholarship opportunities, but they need information on how to decide and determine where they should go to college. We're going to be talking about stuff on my free webinar. We'll be talking about like Deion Sanders in Colorado. We'll be talking about NIL. We'll be talking about, what your Coach Harbaugh, like at Michigan and different things like that, what's going on out there in the sports world. We'll be talking about all different types of things, training student athletes need to do. We're going to be dropping gems and dropping notes to make sure we help these student athletes be successful at the next level. And it's going to start from the middle school age until we get them in college. That's the goal. We love the game 24/7 with Coach Smith. That's what it's all about. We're going to be talking about a host of topics as it pertains to student athletes and getting multiple scholarship offers. And like I said, some students may have some offers, but maybe they're not the offers that you want. And you need some information on how to get the offers you want. But we're going to be talking about stuff like what happened at Northwestern with the hazing and things like that. What student athletes need to do and how they determine where they should consider, their top 5 lists, their top 10 lists of schools that they're going to be seriously looking at. We're going to be talking about how to get to that top 5 and top 10. So some student athletes may have multiple offers, but do you know how to decide what school is best for you also? So you need all these types of information. You need to know how to navigate through this process, right? Parents need to have this information on how to help their student athlete, care what sport you playing. I'm going to have some guests. Like I said, I'm going to have my son come on and drop some knowledge from his personal experience. I'm going to have some coaches. My former college coach, who was a Division I coach and also a Division II coach when he coached me at Division II football. So yeah, we're going to have a host of things going on. But this free webinar is coming up in 2 weeks, and it's going to be a deadline for that. I'll be coming back live pretty much every day or every other day talking about different things. But this free webinar, we're going to be talking about competition, what it means to compete as a student athlete. That's what the first free webinar is going to be about. And it's going to be about my digital course release information. But this first free webinar, we're going to be talking about competition, what it means to compete as a student athlete, right? To get you the multiple scholarship offers, what these college coaches are looking for. So that's the topic of discussion that will be coming up on this first free webinar that I'll be releasing. And I'll be doing these things periodically, free webinars, but I'll also be providing my digital course for those who need to get deeper information, guidance on how to get your junior high school kid headed in the right direction or student athlete in the right direction. I don't care what sport. I don't care if they're male or female. I don't care what sport they play. This is all information that your student athlete needs and what parents need. We're going to be talking about different topics of discussion that come up. Why some people think, football is soft today compared to when I grew up. There's some truth to that. There is some truth to that, but not totally. So, hey, we're going to be talking about all types of things to be sure we help your student athlete be successful and get the opportunity. And really, also, we're going to be talking about how you use your student athlete talents and gifts to be able to financially pay for their education. So that way it saves parents, in their finances or not having to put their kid through college because they invested in their student athlete in middle school all the way through high school that helped them get legitimate scholarship opportunities to pay for their education. Now mom and dad don't have to, so you invest now, you invest early, right? You invest in training and all the different types of things and make sure your student athlete, with the eating, nutrition, and personal training that they may need to get. Some student athletes need to get. That's important. All right. So we're going to be having all types of discussions. Um, how to get your student athlete ranked in their sport. How to so they get the high exposure. And so we're going to be talking about these different subject and topics. And like I said, I'm going to be providing my digital course to get to dive deeper and more serious information, deeper information. Um, and so I'm excited about that. So like I said, in 2 weeks, matter of fact, I'll tell you what, I'll give you the exact date. In 2 weeks that this free webinar will be coming up. It will be the weekend of November 8th, the weekend of November 11th. November 11th is the first free webinar that I'll be doing with Love the Game 24/7 with Coach Smith. Right? So you guys, you need to pass the word around, get signed up. I'm only looking to have about 50 people on this initial launch of this free webinar that I'll be doing. So you need to pass this word around, get folks out there on my link tree to get signed up. I've already had a bunch of people who have been reaching out to me wanting to know when I was going to be doing this. So I'm letting you know right now, November 11th is the free webinar with Coach Smith and Love the Game 24/7. And you need to sign up at lovethe247game@gmail.com. Send me an email. Go to my link tree. And like I said, it'll be when I repost this video and share this, I will be putting that information out there on my link tree, which is Love the Game 24_7 is my link tree. And you want to click on that first link at the very top to get the ebook, to look at the free video that's out there, but also send me an email letting me know, sign me up, coach, for the free webinar on November 11th. I'll release the time later on, but it'll be a Saturday afternoon. So get the word out there to those who need this information, because I'm telling you, student athletes and parents need this information. I don't care if you are a top recruit or not. You need some of this information that I'm going to be bringing you, and how to decide on where you should be. Try to help you determine where you should make your decision. I can't tell you, but I'll tell you how to break that down to make those decisions on where you should go to school, how you should go about doing that, just like I did with my son. Now, ultimately, it was his decision to go to Boston College, right? He was recruited by Ryan Day, the head coach at Ohio State, when he was the offensive coordinator at BC at Boston College. And so, these folks came to the house having dinner, all these different coaches, recruiters that were interested, coming by the high school. I was a coach for over a decade. I played at every level, had the blessing of playing at every level. Have the blessing of having an older brother that played at every level, and now I have the blessing of having a son that's played at every level and is currently playing right now as we speak. And as a matter of fact, he's in Arizona with one of his buddies who he grew up playing against, Tony Jones, hometown buddy that plays running back, who was with the Broncos and the Saints early this year. But now they're both out in Arizona balling together, and they grew up playing little league football against each other. And now both of them are in the NFL. And I played some Arena League football with Tony Jones's father. One of my older brother and I, we played together for the Tampa Storm, along with Tony Jones's father for the Tampa Storm. My son was all tripping this weekend because he's like, yeah, I saw Tony Jones' dad up here in Arizona this weekend. He talked about how he played with both played with his dad and his uncle. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, we played ball together. And so now the two of them are in Arizona playing NFL football, and they grew up playing little league football against each other back home in St. Pete in Tampa Bay area. Just ironic how, sometimes those things can happen. So it's a blessing. So you're getting information from Coach Smith. You're getting it from the horse's mouth. You're getting this information is coming straight, real, honest, and just letting parents know what it is you need to be having your student athletes doing, right? And what you need to do as a parent. Um, so things that I had to learn the hard way, not having my father around and my mom not really knowing what to do about recruiting. I had to learn all this stuff on my own. Not having a coach helping us, a high school coach really helping us at all. And so those things that I learned and had to figure out on my own, I made sure that by the time when my kids were coming up and I was coaching young men and coaching young ladies in track and stuff and things like that, that I would be a better coach in helping student athletes fulfill their dream of going to college and participating in their sport at the next level, at the college level, and earning a scholarship, knowing how to navigate through this. So I took all those personal experiences and walked my sons and other student athletes through, so they would get an opportunity. And that's what you're going to get with Love the Game 24/7 with Coach Smith. Just going to be real and be honest and let you know um, what your student athlete needs to do and what you also should be doing as a parent. And like I said, this free webinar is coming up on November 11th. Spread the word, get it out there, and you're going to be getting vital information that's going to be very helpful, to you. So I just wanted to share that. So it's coming November 11th. Let's get ready to get this going with Coach Smith and Love the Game 24/7. And like I said, I'll be regularly doing some free webinars, but I also will be offering my digital course. Um, and I'm looking for at least 50 people that want to sign up and start having some deep discussion um, on what it means and what it's all about from middle school, because that's where it should be starting, guys. Middle school, right? If you're in high school and you're starting, it's not late, but you got some catching up to do. But it starts in middle school, right? It starts at least um, in sixth grade, right? We got to get these kids working, and there's some kids that's already there, right? And you just need some guidance on how to navigate through all this stuff. But it's exciting, but it can be kind of crazy, and sometimes it can be disappointing. But a lot of times, when it's disappointing, is because you didn't know, right? And we want to alleviate you not knowing. Okay. So like I was watching the game with Penn State this weekend, um, play this past weekend against Michigan. And I'm telling you right now, if you're a wide receiver, if you feel like you're a legitimate wide receiver, okay, if you feel like you are a legitimate wide receiver, you need to be sending some film to Penn State because they don't have any wide receiver. I'm just being real right now. That was ridiculous that Penn State could have won that game if they had some wideouts. So if you feel like you out there right now, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. This kind of information you're gonna get from Coach Smith with Love the Game 24/7, right? Because I watch it, right? And you as a parent and a student athlete need to be watching it. Because I'm telling you right now, if I had a son that I'm training, that I know what I'll be teaching them at wide receiver or running back, Penn State needs some help. They need some wide receivers. It was ridiculous how they could have won that game if they could have thrown the football better. If they had some legitimate wide receivers. So if you are a legitimate wide receiver, you need to be sending a letter and you need to be sending some video to Penn State for any legitimate wide receiver out there, right? Because that's what Penn State, uh, to me, when I watched them this weekend, that was the missing piece for them was they don't have any legitimate wide receivers out there balling for them. They're okay. You know, I'm not calling out these kids. They're okay. They got a young quarterback. I think he's gonna be pretty decent. But man, he didn't have any help. I can't believe Penn State didn't have any legitimate wide receivers out there you know, that impressed me. I was not impressed at all. And so these are the kind of things that I'm talking about that student athletes and parents need to be aware of. And Penn State, man, it's a great education, great atmosphere to be playing college football. They're playing against some great teams, right? But if I'm a wide receiver, man, I'm licking my chops. You know, if I'm not getting recruited by Penn State, I guarantee you right now, if I had a son right now, he'd be getting recruited by Penn State. Because I would literally tell that coach and call him and say, man, look here, you need help at wide receiver. And I'm a coach, and I'll flat out tell them I played ball coach at every level. I coach running backs and wide receivers and DBs. And after watching your game on Saturday, let me send you some film of my son. Or let me send you some film of a young man that I know right now. I'll be picking up the phone right now. I'm sitting there watching the game Saturday, saying like, man, if I had a son right now coming out, he'd be getting some all. He would have an offer from Penn State. Especially what I'm going to, be teaching my wide receivers, what I'll be showing them what they need to do to get to the next level, to get those types of offers. I see you, Ryan. Appreciate you joining me, brother. Yep. Another great young man from back at the Bird, back in St. Petersburg, Florida, playing some pro ball. But I'm just telling you right now, if I was a young man and I know I can straight ball as a wide receiver, I would be sending my huddle film to Penn State right about now. And I would flat out, as a parent, I would be calling, or whoever I need to talk to, the recruiter that recruits this area. I'm like, hey, look, man, I saw that game on Saturday. You need to put your eyes on my kid, because you all need some help at wide receiver. You got to sometimes be real with them just like that, especially when you know you got a dog in your house at that position, right? You can't be afraid to tell a coach or a recruiter what time it is, or tell them the truth, especially when I know raising my boys, I could say that, or kids that I had the blessing of coaching that I knew were straight dogs on the field at that position, because I know how I coach. I know what I put in young men that I coach at that level, right? And I'm just being 100 on it. Yep, Elijah, I'm being 100. I would flat out tell that coach, look here, you better come see my kid. You need to come see my kids up here. Especially being from Florida, and I'm just gonna tell you that's what time. And I've been a lot of places, and there's a lot of places that got great football. But I know good and doggone well back at the crib in Florida, I have tons of kids right now. I'll be saying, look, man, if you don't, after what I saw, what y'all had on Saturday, and you all didn't win that game against Michigan because you all couldn't throw the football, I got you about 2 or 3 good wide receivers that's gonna know what they're doing when they get on that football field. They're not going to be afraid to block. They're not going to be afraid. They're going to know how to run routes. They're going to know how to catch the football, and they're going to know how to run after the catch. They're going to know how to do it all when I get done with them as a coach. And so that's what you should be doing as a parent and a student athlete. You should be watching some games on Saturday, and you should be taking notes and deciding on trying to look and see, man, in my position, what do some of these schools have, right? I'm looking, and I'm making sure when I look and see what's out there, I'm hitting it hard as a parent or as a coach, talking to my kids, or even sitting down watching some games with some of my student athletes as a coach, and giving them some advice and telling them, hey, look, here's some opportunity for you right now. Get your grades, keep your head on straight, put the work in, right? Don't be afraid to compete, because you got to be able to compete. And we're going to talk about that on November 11th on my free webinar that I'll be doing. We're going to be talking about that. I'm going to be talking about my digital course that I'll be releasing to help student athletes and parents know exactly what time it is. Okay, it's time out for that. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm sitting here watching the game. I'm like, man, boy, if I had a kid that I knew right now, wide receiver would be Penn State. Great education, great football, great coach, good. I think he's a great coach out there at Penn State. Been out there for years. But I know I would be on the phone or writing some letters and sending a video right now telling him, you need to sign my son, or you need to sign my several of my players, because I know good and well they could have helped you on Saturday win that football game against Michigan. And I know that's a major deal, right? When you play against Michigan and you were undefeated, and you might have stayed undefeated. So that's all, Coach Smith, really just want to share about what's coming up. I'm going to be putting this video back out on all my social media platforms. So you'll have the information on how to get your student athlete prepared and ready from middle school, okay, from middle school age, 6th grade, to up to high school to get them in college. And so like I said, my email, if you want to be one of the 50 people to be invited to this free webinar on November 11th, you need to email Coach Smith at lovethe247game@gmail.com. That's lovethe247game@gmail.com. But you need to go to my link tree, love the game 24_7. Love the game 24_7. And you need to sign up for the free ebook that I have out there. Watch the video on the 6-step method driven that I talk about, that every student athlete needs to listen to. And then you need to send me an email and say, sign me up, coach, for that free webinar on November 11th that you're getting ready to have. Because I want the real deal. I want the information. Parents, share this with your, friends, your nieces, your nephews. I don't care what sport they play. This information about how student athletes need to be recruit ready. That's what I call it, recruit ready. Are you recruit ready? If you're not recruit ready, you need to get this information from Coach Smith from Love the Game 24/7. That's what's up, right? And so that's what I'm all about, trying to help student athletes and parents dreams come true. But I'm gonna be real and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna let you know what kind of work needs to be done. So we're gonna dig deep into this thing, because I want you to be able to play at the next level. And if you're really good, you should be playing at no less than Division II. And there's a lot of very good Division II schools out there that are putting people in the pros. Like I said, I played Division II football, was blessed to be able to play at every level, NFL, Arena League. I had an older brother that played at every level, NFL, CFL, Arena League. And now I have the blessing of having a son playing at every level. And so I'm excited about that. So I just wanted to share that a little bit, since I was up under the weather for a little bit and hadn't been live, but now I'm back. And like I said, it's a mindset is everything. I have the shirt on, mindset is everything. And so that's what it's all about, putting that work in. Okay. So I just want to take a little bit of time tonight and just drop a few little diamonds, a few little gems out here for you, and let you know what Coach Smith is coming with, and what I'm bringing to help student athletes and parents. So you need to sign up for the free webinar. Like I said, as soon as I get them first 50 people, I'm shutting it down. So you need to get out there and let your family and let your friends know. All right, because I got people that's been blowing me up on my email and texting me and different things like that. So hurry up and get it, because as soon as I get it, I'm shutting it down. So share this information with those folks, with your own student athlete if you have them. This information is even good for some coaches, because there's some coaches, just being real, there's some coaches that don't know what they're doing, right? I coached for over a decade. I'm just telling you, I'm being real. I dealt with a coach growing up that didn't help us, so a lot of stuff I had to do on my own and find it on my own, right? And I don't want anybody to have to deal with that, because there are some coaches, there's some mediocre coaches, there's some real good coaches, but there's some coaches out there who don't know really how to advise you or guide you through the recruiting process. But there are some coaches who do know. There are some really good coaches. However, you as a parent, you still need to be involved in the recruiting process. You better be involved in the recruiting process. You don't leave it just to a high school coach to do everything. Absolutely not. I'm just telling you that, being straight up real with you. Absolutely not. Okay? You got to be involved as a parent, or if you're an uncle, or if you're an aunt, and you need somebody that knows what they're talking about, that's going to be real and honest with you. Coach Smith will be that, right? Love the game 24/7. Okay. And there's different things that motivate everybody that wants to play their sport and be great at whatever they play. Right. I don't care if you're a dog female on that basketball court or on the volleyball court. Right. We need to get you somewhere to showcase your talent on whatever sport it is that you play. And we're going to even talk about things like why you should play 2 sports, maybe 3. Okay. So, because I did it. And so I'm just going to be straight up and real with you. And you got to be careful about what you listen to some coaches, because some coaches can get selfish and not want you to do 2 sports. I'm all about opportunity. I'm all about teaching student athletes about opportunity. Right. So we're gonna get down to the real conversations, right? So that's pretty much about all I have tonight. Just glad to be back and rolling and feeling good. Appreciate everybody, who joined me on my YouTube live, on my Facebook live, and my IG live. But you better get this information out. If you care about your student athlete, you better get them in contact with Love the Game 24/7 and Coach Smith. All right. So I'm just letting you know, you need to get them. You need to get them on this. Get them connected to me. Because we're gonna get them where they need to be. All right. So I appreciate y'all joining me tonight. Mindset is everything. Okay. And who you connect with. So I'm excited about it. As you can tell, I hope you can tell, I'm excited about it. But send me an email, get folks to email me, like ASAP. Love the 247game@gmail.com. Love the 247game@gmail.com. Tell them they better get signed up and get this real information about going through this recruiting process from middle school age, because we got to start in middle school. Let's get this ball rolling. All right. So you all have a good evening. Be blessed. Until next time, Coach Smith, Love the Game 24/7. Peace.